What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one that never knows best, bringing you some more Dragon Ball FighterZ matches and trying to hopefully get you guys the second video of the day. This one might actually make it after midnight, but I figure that's still better than none. And we got a lot to get through. And these are just gonna be some casual matches because I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking with you guys, and you'll understand why we're just some casuals once I start talking or whatever. But so anyway, where do I start? So the day before yesterday, I didn't give you guys an upload. I've actually, and I'm really proud of myself for this. Now, to some degree, I do admittedly still feel really bad about it some days. I'm just like, man, because I know people are always looking out for that new Lotus video, and just some days you just don't get it. But it took so much for me to be able to get over that mental hurdle of that block of feeling like I have to get a video out every single day, no matter what. And that's, you know, a big reason why I appreciate a lot of those comments from people who are like, oh, you know, Lotus, you know, you don't overwork yourself, you know, take some time off, whatever, you know, we appreciate you. But like I mentioned before, I also know how it feels to be expecting a YouTube video from like one of your favorite creators or like a channel you check into all the time. Because like I said, as you guys know, I'm really into basketball right now. I'm just getting more and more passionate about the sport. And I love watching Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. And like, I know they don't do the show on weekends, but like on me being me, like sometimes I don't even realize it's the weekend. So I'll wake up and tune into the YouTube channel because I don't actually catch the show live. And there'll be no videos. I'm like, fuck, there wasn't one today, right? And you know, maybe me having a schedule would help about a bit with that, not only for myself but for you guys as well. But yeah, I know how it feels, but I'm somewhat glad that I am able to take those days off and not overexert myself or push myself. But that being said, I still do feel guilty, and I do things like tell you guys, but I'll make it up to you guys the next day. I'll give you guys a double upload, which isn't that big of a deal for me usually, but sometimes it does come with more issues than I expected to, or I do have to work a bit harder than I was prepared to. Sometimes, not usually, but sometimes, right? And that brings us to today. So yesterday I gave you guys a Lost Files video because I was like, you know, since I didn't give you guys an upload the day before yesterday, and yesterday was the Lost Files, today I'll give you guys a double upload. So I put out a Tekken 7 video, then I hopped on a Dragon Ball. I wanted to bring you guys a Copycat Challenge video. Again, no big deal. Cool. Boom. I woke up at a decent hour. I was fed. I felt great. My mental's doing okay. Your boy was like, all right, bet we can do this. And I got the, you know, game 5 of the NBA Finals coming on today, which as I'm recording this now, the Celtics are kind of getting tapped, I'm not going to lie, which is, it's not looking good for the boys. The Warriors are starting to show that championship medal everyone's talking about. But the game ain't over yet. It still could go either way. Yeah, so I got on and I was playing on PC, which a lot of you guys know I really don't like playing on PC for a number of reasons, not the least of which being that it eats inputs and some people have really weak computers that makes the game lag and all these other things, but that's not the here nor there. This isn't a video about why I hate PC. But I was having a lot of issues on PC. I was trying to record a Copycat Challenge video. Well, actually, I was warming up, which I don't usually do, or I don't always do when I... this is fine, he's dead. Which I don't always do when I record, but when I'm jumping back and forth between platforms, and obviously I've said before, I'm not one of the players who can easily adjust between the two. It takes me some games, right? A lot of times I don't do that, but I actually decided to warm up a bit in casuals before I recorded my video for the day for Dragon Ball. You don't have what it takes to beat me. Behold this, but you just lost. Okay, I guess I didn't just beat this guy. For a second I thought I wasn't recording. I was about to be very sad. Bro, can you just play? Can you just... No one, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You just lost. Anyway, and so I ended up running into this guy whose name was like Play Guilty Gear, and he was running like, I forget the team. I think it was like Blue Goku, Gotenks, Broly, maybe. I don't remember the third character. I think Blue Goku and Gotenks were definitely in there though, and I won like the first 3 or 4 matches, and then on like the 4th or 5th game. It looked like I was on the verge of losing. I had like a really weak Trunks and Goku Black. He had a really weak 2 characters. I don't remember what the 2 characters were. Neither of us had Sparking, I don't believe. He might have had more meter, and he had just killed Goku Black, and he was about to bring in Trunks, who was basically one touch, but both of his characters was one touch as well. So it looked like I was pretty much about to lose. And then as the transition is happening between like Goku Black dying and Trunks coming in, the game freezes, lags out, disconnects, whatever, and it looks like I rage quit because it's just the timing of it all. And I was like, all right, bro, I'm over that already. I'm not about to deal with that. And then I even made a tweet. I was like, hey, look, if your name was Play Guilty Gear, it ain't what it looked like. I swear, bro, the game disconnected. I fucking hate this garbage. Like, so yeah. So, I mean, I'll probably show the tweet on screen if y'all care. Maybe I won't because I'm kind of rushing to get this video out, and that's just one extra step for editing that. It doesn't take that long, but I'm just trying to get this video out before midnight for you guys. And again, this is another standard. Like, no one's holding me to that pressure, that standard other than myself. But again, just content creator things, I guess. And just me just still not being all the way there with just like, yeah, I do what I want when I want. Or not necessarily what I want when I want, but not feeling guilty about getting things out in a timely manner, or like whatever. Which is funny because actually one of the things I was just talking about on stream, which by the way, if you don't follow the stream, link is always in the description down below. This nigga is all over the place. Link is always in the description down below at twitch.tv/LotusAsakura. But something I talked about recently on stream is that I always do the things I say I'm going to. It's just not always. Bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? You gotta relax. I don't even want to keep playing this dude because he plays like a complete and total wild animal. And he's gonna spend another 30 seconds just throwing Z stamps at me that I don't care about, but it's fine because me playing him on autopilot while I talk to you guys is working out really well for this video and what I intend to do now since my other plans failed. But yeah, I was talking about on stream the other day, where I was like, you know, I don't always do the things I say I'm going to do when I say I'm going to do them, but they do always happen. There have been multiple instances where I'm like, yeah, I'll do this thing on this day or whatever, or you know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things I love about Twitch and YouTube is that I am my own boss. I make my own schedule. I don't have to do anything at any given time, but I do sometimes set standards or times for myself that I'm the only one holding myself to. But I like that flexibility. I like that option, right? But with that, you know, you have to hold yourself accountable and be responsible and you know, keep your word on those things. So there are times where like, I'm very big on like keeping your promises. So I try not to use that word unless I really mean it and know I'm going to stick to it. And I think I have a pretty great track record of that. But, you know, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I'll stream this game tomorrow or the next day or whatever, right? Or, you know, the day after that. And I might not even end up streaming that day. But then when I do come back and stream, I'll do it that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain stuff like that. And that's just like a really vague, generic example. But things like that do happen a lot. Or even just like certain videos I want to put out. Like the Combo Breaker vlog, you guys still haven't gotten because of a bunch of technical issues I've been having. Because as you guys know, LotusAsakura is the king of having technical issues. And I'm sorry if this video, by the way, just sounds like a lot of me rambling, whining, complaining, and ranting, venting that you guys really don't care about. But I'm sure some of you guys will still stick around and you find it interesting to just hear me talk. Nigga, what is wrong with you? Talk about something like this, because again, I had other plans today, but they just did not work out. This nigga's just running around doing 2Ms and lariats willy-nilly. Nigga, you have other... I really don't want to fight this dude anymore, but I don't feel like waiting for another match. I could not roll my eyes any harder if I tried. But yeah, the point is, things don't always happen when they're supposed to, but they do always happen. And I feel like that's what's the most important. And it's not even just when in terms of like YouTube or Twitch. That's in my own personal life as well. Which we're not gonna get into any of that, obviously. But there are definitely things that I tell myself like, yeah, this year I'm gonna do this, or like next month I'm gonna do this, or something like that, right? And it don't always happen when it was supposed to. Like for example, like one example I can give, Evo. I've been telling myself I'm gonna go to Evo for 4 years now, and I've never been able to go. And I think this year, you know, barring anything major coming up, like I don't know, like I'm registered, but this isn't the first time I've registered, and it wouldn't be the first time I registered and didn't go. So, but you know, hopefully this will actually be the first time I get to go to Evo. And again, it didn't happen when it was supposed to, but it is hopefully finally happening, you know. And yeah, so there's that. But anyway, circling back around to like part of the reason why you guys are even getting this video is because after trying to record the copycat challenge video and that pretty much failing because I was just annoyed with some of the issues I was having on PC, and then the game like lagging out and disconnecting and making it look like I rage quit, I was like, yeah, fuck this platform. So I got on my PlayStation, which I'm on right now, and I tried to record a ranked video for you guys, and it started lagging a lot, and I was just like, oh, I don't want to deal with this because it's been stressing me out. Because you guys know I've been having some spotty issues with my apologies. Yeah, you'd better apologize with the way you're playing, bro. Playing with your face. But what could be expected from a double Broly blue hair player? I tried recording a ranked video. Long story short, that didn't really work out. Like I only played 2 games and I won those 2 games, but it wasn't about winning or losing. It was just about like the quality of the commentary and the gameplay itself. And then just like, it just like lagging a lot, and I just like I restart everything, I reset everything, and again, there's no way of knowing for sure when it's on your end or your opponent's end. And knowing that I have had some issues lately, I just chalked it up to myself. So I was like, all right, bro, I don't want to have to put anyone else through more of this shit. I've already had a few videos of you guys seeing me deal with like lag, and I don't like constantly talking about it, and I obviously don't like playing through it or making other people play through it because I know how annoying and frustrating that is. That's not fun for anybody, in my opinion. So I was like, alright, we'll scrap that. And then I just kind of like sat here for like half an hour, 45 minutes, not gonna lie. I was like I kind of got like demotivated for a second. So I honestly just sat back and just kind of watched the Celtics and Warriors game for a little bit. And just kind of like decompressed and was like, alright, bro, like we just gonna We're gonna relax, regroup, and we can do this again. And I weighed my options. I was like, okay, I could put out a second Tekken video. I don't think that's my best option. I still haven't been able to do the combo breaker vlog because getting the files transferred to my computer has been the biggest nightmare imaginable. I've been having so many issues with that because I've just been getting constant different errors no matter what method I try. Which, by the way, I don't think I've actually mentioned this in a YouTube video up to this point. I know you guys are still looking out for that vlog, and I did record a ton of footage, and I think you guys would really enjoy it if I could get to editing it. But I've tried iCloud, I've tried third-party apps, I tried just using the Photos app on Windows, I tried emailing to myself, Google Drive. I cannot get the files off my phone because I just keep getting different error messages no matter what I try, and it just has not been going well. So if you have an option or a suggestion on how I could potentially get that to work, feel free to let me know, because I want to get the vlog out to you guys as bad as you guys want to see it, because I had so many great ideas for how I wanted it, and like different edits I was gonna make and shit like that, and I haven't been able to even start because of tech issues, which is par for the course with LotusAsakura. For somebody whose entire life and, well, not life, but livelihood and career revolves around the internet and technology, I've never seen anyone have more issues with those two things than myself. I'm like, I know that sounds like some real first world problem, dramatic, melodramatic, like woe is me bullshit, but like honestly, bro, it is baffling. It is flabbergasting how consistently I have these inexplicable random issues that no one else ever seems to have, or never seems to have as bad as I do. But again, that being said, let me just go ahead and like bring it back real quick, like acknowledge that obviously there are people who have it way worse off in this world. You know, I'm healthy, I'm well fed, I have a roof over my head, I don't have to like, you know, walk super far for clean water and shit like that. There's a lot of things in my life to be grateful for, and I am. But hey, what Logic said, we all got issues, there's different magazines, something like that, which is, you say what you want about that bar, but the sentiment, like what he's trying to, the point he's trying to make there, I think is a good one. It's like, yeah, like we all have different problems, and you know, some people's problems seem worse than others, and like there are definitely some issues that you can say are worse than others, like, you know, people going starving and like dehydrating because of a lack of clean water is definitely worse than like any tech issue I'm going through. But my problems are still problems, you know what I'm saying? But there are people, I'm healthy and safe. Before anyone tries to come in like, oh, you bitching and whining, like it could be so much worse. Like I get that, all right. But let me vent. Just turn it into a venting video. So just let me vent, all right. But yeah, the combo breaker vlog is something I've been trying to bring out to you guys. It just hasn't been working. But again, bringing myself back full circle. So after the rank video failed, and I watched a bit more of the game, I was like, hold this 2H. I was like, all right, bro, I could play more Tekken. I could play Guilty Gear, which I actually thought about doing, especially since the patch is out and I haven't played yet. But since I haven't actually played the patch at all yet, I was like, maybe I don't want to hop right into the floors and subject myself to that. And I just honestly wasn't really in the mood to play Guilty Gear. I want to play Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball, but I was just having issues with trying to record it. But sometimes I'm really stubborn when my mind is made up on something, and I just power through, even if it's a detriment to my mood or my mental health or whatever you want to say. And I say detriment. That word seems kind of powerful for what I really mean, but it's not that deep. But you know what I mean. Like I could be in a good mood and then like have some issues and then be in a not so great mood is really all I'm trying to say. After dealing with random problems. But yeah, in the end, I just like, all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just hop into casual matches. I'm gonna just play some 18 bar dark trunks, the good old fashioned classic, and I'm gonna just talk to you guys. And so here we are, 15 minutes later into the video, 14, I guess. And yeah, I think that just about brings us to right now. So with all that being said, how has your day been? Are you guys doing great out there? Hopefully everyone is staying safe, keeping warm. Well, I say keeping warm like it's the winter, but you know, maybe keeping cool. Honestly, it's been hot as shit. I don't know about y'all, but I personally hate hot weather. Flowers wilt in hot weather, you know what I'm saying? I like the sun, I don't like the heat. Actually, that's not true. I don't really like the sun that much. I actually prefer gray overcast days. I'm a very dreary kind of guy when it comes to the type of weather I prefer. I love the rain. I love it when there's no sun in the sky. I actually am not a fan of clear skies. I direct sunlight is too much, bro. I sit in the dark all day. I have blackout curtains in my room, and like the only lights, like I mean, I obviously I go outside sometimes. Like I take the trash, or I take out the trash. I walk to the store, and shit like that. But you know, I don't like sit around outside a whole lot. But even just like before I was a content creator and I spent even more time indoors, like I used to do photography, right? I mean, I still do like as a hobby. Actually, I took a fair amount of photos at Comic Break. I didn't have that many great ones that I like, but I think if I go to Evo, which I hope so, fingers crossed, I'm gonna have even more fun and take even better ones. But even as a photographer, I didn't like direct sunlight. It's just such harsh lighting. But yeah, I don't know. Like my mood, my aesthetic just fits better with like rainier, colder, darker weather. Like I prefer the cold over the heat. I like the rain over clear skies. It's soothing to me. Like I don't know. But yeah, I like almost never open my curtains because I prefer, like, this is the content creator part, but also just the Lotus in my head part. I like the constant lighting. I like having full control over my key lights and like my floodlight and everything. It's always having the exact same lighting, but being able to change it at will if I so choose, but not necessarily being reliant upon natural light. And natural light is great, but it's harder to manipulate, and obviously it's less reliable because of, you know, clouds or just the sun not deciding to poke its head out, or just, you know, whatever. Yeah, I'm just rambling and I'm all over the place at this point. Yeah, that being said, it's been really hot, really hot, so hopefully y'all are keeping cool out there, unless you like the heat, in which case, you know, hopefully y'all out there getting a nice tan or whatever. Who you guys got in this Boston and Golden State series, by the way? Like I said, right now we're in game 5 and it's looking like Boston's kind of getting clapped up, which I'd like to see them win because I want to see this series go to 7. I had Boston winning it in 7 originally. It was looking like they might win it in 6 with the way things were going, but they kind of just make really bad decisions sometimes towards the end of games, and they really should have won game 4, and they kind of let that one slip away like they've done in previous series. But they have not lost a single back-to-back playoff game this entire postseason. They're 7-0, I believe, after losses in the playoffs, and it's looking like Golden State might hand in their first, but like I said, the game isn't over yet, so we'll see how things go. I mean, they say men lie, women lie, and numbers don't lie, so we'll just see if those numbers hold up today. Also, this guy's just mashing on wake up every single time, but I'm not surprised. Oh, a bit of a lag spike there, but you know, we're gonna power through it. I'm not letting that one get under my skin right now. Is he gonna mash again? Some people just never learn. You know, speaking of never learn, I'm a bit hard-headed with that myself at times, where like I always expect my opponents to make some attempt at adapting or like changing up their behavior, and they never do. Some people are just extremely hard-headed and cannot be conditioned no matter what you do. You can punish them 20 times for super dashing full screen, they'll still do it a 21st time. And this guy's definitely one of those players. But you know, another thing that's also hard for me to keep in mind sometimes when I start thinking about things like that, because as a player who's like, I guess I'd say I'm above average, you know, I try not to give myself too much credit because I don't ever want to come across as like cocky, even though a lot of people think I'm somehow cocky anyway, even though I call myself garbage all the time. But I always expect other players to have a similar level of knowledge about the game or about mechanics as I do, which is obviously very much not the case. But sometimes you forget that. Like, it's easy to remember it, but like a lot of times when you're playing the games, like, why would you mash that? That's so minus. But like sometimes they just don't know, right? And if you don't know, you're just gonna do something random or like mind-blowing or like crazy because you just don't know any better. This is very clearly a player who doesn't know any better, or maybe they just don't give a fuck. Some people just don't give a fuck, and it is what it is with that. But yeah, I'm a player who sometimes has a hard time adjusting to people who don't adjust. You know what I mean? Like if I hit you, because again, I hit him with the safe jump, like every single time that I've gotten a knockdown, and he got hit by it every single time. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do something slightly different this time. It's like, no, just keep doing that thing, because they're just gonna keep doing the same shit and getting hit by it over and over again. I feel like I was making another point that I actually can't remember. I can't bring myself back around this time. I think I made one too many tangents and I got lost in the sauce somewhere. But yeah. You pushing enough buttons over there, buddy? Are you pushing enough buttons there, me boyo? Are you dead? Oh, thank God, that's over with. But yeah, man. Hopefully Boston is able to pull off the W tonight, because I think if Golden State wins tonight, I mean, I like their chances of winning the next game. They are still actually in Golden State. And I know a lot of you guys don't care for the basketball talk, but I appreciate everybody who has been saying, "Hey, fuck the haters," or "I don't care about basketball, I know about basketball, but I'm still listening to Lotus because it's Lotus." Because as you guys have probably noticed, with me being me, and I mean, if you watch that whole last Lost Files episode, once some of the people who, again, it's the vocal minority, most of you guys are still incredibly supportive and don't really care one way or the other. Some of you like it, some of you don't, but you stick around anyway because it's me. Also, let me slow down my talking because I'm talking way too fast. But with me being me, I've leaned into it full body. after people saying, you know, if you keep talking about basketball, I'm gonna unsubscribe. Well, bye, nigga. Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split. You think I give a fuck? Because I don't. Like, it's I appreciate the feedback of people saying like, hey, you know, I'm not really into the basketball talk, but whatever. But like, when I see people saying shit, and again, vocal minority, most of you aren't saying this. It was only a few random comments that you know, and I read my comments, of course. And I don't give most people, like, most negative feedback, because there's the difference between constructive criticism and just straight up negative feedback, right? And I don't give most of it any attention to respond to it or even pay any mind. But me being petty, the way that I am sometimes, it's like, oh, once people start telling me, like, oh, I'm gonna have to unfollow or unsubscribe, or these videos are trash now that he's talking about basketball, I'm gonna talk more about basketball just to spite you, because fuck you. Who do you think you are? It's my house. It's my dojo. You feel me? But anyway, that's all of that on that. Hopefully you guys still enjoyed this video to some degree. I know it was just a lot of rambling and venting and complaining maybe to some of you and whining, which I wouldn't really call this video like whining and complaining, but the way y'all tend to view it sometimes, it might come across that way. I think we have different definitions of that, but this is semantics. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all this content up and I'll bring you. With all that being said, it's pretty much off today. And remember, let the capital swing the bat. Later.